So I think Oxford, the place, is really magical. So it doesn't kind of surprise me that it helped with my writing as well. My time at Oxford shaped by lots of different factors. So, there's being a woman, being a black woman, coming from a working class family, being the first in my family to go to university, and trying to work out how all of these things intersect and influence my experiences at Oxford and beyond is quite complicated. So I think, as a woman in my 30s still living in Oxfordshire, I kind of feel like I own that space more than I did as an 18-year-old, just because I realise that there are so many stories to be told about that experience, that point of view is desperately needed as well. And so if people want to see me as the voice of that, then I'll run with it, because people do need to challenge themselves and think about how we are going to widen access to Oxford. So if people want me to get involved with that, I'll get involved with that. And if we need to think about children's books, making them more representative, if they see me as someone who can help to make that happen, then I'm happy for that. But that's definitely been a journey. When I left university, when I first started working in publishing, this idea that I could fix things, I actually found really annoying. It's like, I just want to acquire great books. I don't care if they feature BAME characters or working class characters. I just want to publish great books. But I realise now that being one of only a few black publishers, actually I have the agency to make change, and that's part of my job, and I'm proud that that's part of my job, because it kind of needs to happen. In terms of the work that I'm doing now, I'm a children's author. I write for children. I am working on things at the moment, but something that really struck me with the last 2 books that I published and the fan letters that I received, especially from parents, was just how pleased they were to see fantasy books that featured characters from a BAME background. And it got me thinking about why we don't see more books with BAME characters, certainly fantasy books. So a lot of books that are representative tend to be about struggle or adversity or are set in the past, and it's kind of about pain. And I just want it to be about going to spy school or going to witch and wizard school. It's a lot of school here, but just having adventures, just being a kid. And the whole thing about children's books is that kids are given power to exist outside of the rules of grown-ups. And black kids, Asian kids, kids with disabilities, they should all get to do these things. So it got me thinking about how I could affect change and how I could do that a bit more quickly. And my experience in publishing and my experience as an author kind of intersected, came together, and I came up with the idea for StoryMix. So we are essentially a fiction studio with a focus on inclusivity. So coming up with stories, storylining them, and then finding up and coming talent from BAME backgrounds to write those stories and sell into publishers. And so it's just all of those different skill sets sort of coming together to try and make a change as quickly as possible, really. I think the days that writers can kind of sit in their garret somewhere just writing prose are kind of behind us. If you want to engage with children and actually adult readers as well, thinking about how these stories can be consumed in different mediums, like the smart writer should be thinking about that. I'm not saying they should know how to code or be videographers, but pairing up with people, collaborations with people to find ways to reach established audiences, but also new ones as well. So how did Oxford change me? I think it made me so much more confident in my abilities. Leaving there as a 21-year-old, I was kind of like, bring it on. Oxford, that's what Oxford did for me. It meant I could say, bring it on.